Every one of us faces this situation where we are walking outside and we meet someone. That person immediately recognizes us. Not only recognizes, he or she also knows our name and much more than that. And they start talking. And now in our back of mind there is something else going on. We are trying to recall his or her name. We don't even recall their name. So we are starting to feel embarrassed. That person is talking and describing and knowing many things about us, and we are struggling to recall their name and feeling awkward. And as the conversation goes deeper, it becomes much more difficult to ask their name, because that is embarrassing, because that person might think, okay, I know so much, this person not even has registered my name with them. So what is the situation out of this? How can we avoid this thing? Well, you need to remember that for something to remember, it has to go inside our mind. It needs to register there. Our mind has different locations to store different information. We see so many things every day. Not everything is there permanently stored. So we have to tell our brain what needs to be stored where, which can be ignored, what can be deleted. So how can we do that? Well, it has to go inside the mind. So there is a technique which we were taught during our training session by our teacher. So I will share that. Of course, I have modified the naming convention a little bit to make it more easier for you to remember. So this technique, I have named it as 3 R's. 3 R's. And what does these 3 R's stand for? They stand for register, repeat, and then relate. Now what is this register? Now as soon as you see someone, you meet someone for the first time, what happens is, due to our innate nature, when we meet that person, our focus, even though we are seeing them, our focus is on us. How am I looking? Am I looking impressive? Am I dashing? Am I impressing them? So it's all on us. This is what we need to avoid. The focus should be on that person to whom we are meeting. The focus should shift from us to them. Secondly, we should pay careful attention when that person tells their name. We should be listening carefully. That's the first step to register. Once you do that first step, the next step is to repeat their name. Now once they say their name, during that conversation, make sure that you repeat their name at least 3 times. Once, as soon as they tell their name, let's say his name is Samir. So as soon as they tell their name, you should say, "Hi Samir, nice meeting you." So that's where you just repeated it one time. Don't say just hi, just say "Hi Samir." And then during the conversation, try to take that name one more time. Let's say you want to ask, "What do you do?" So don't just ask, "What do you do?" Ask, "Samir, what do you do?" Now this is the second time you have taken this. Now when the conversation is about to close, you are about to depart, one more time, don't just say bye, see you. Take their name again, Samir, see you, nice meeting you, Samir. So now you have taken his or her name at least 3 times during the conversation. Now your brain knows that this is something which should not be taken casually. It puts it in a different location of the brain where it is stored for a longer time. Now make sure that when you're repeating this name, don't repeat it too many times. Hi Samir, where do you live? So Samir, what do you do for living? So Samir, who else is there in your house? No. If you take too many times, you are irritating that person. So just keep it to the minimum 2-3 counts. Now once you do that, when you depart, try to relate that name to something else. Like if it was Samir and he was smiling in the whole conversation, you could remember him as smiling Samir, right? Or laughing Linda. Funny Farhan, something like that, whatever characteristics you notice, or you can relate that person to somebody you already know in your relation, in your school days, or whatever physical characteristics you notice, try to relate it. That will help you to remember it. See, that's why people, when they store the names in the phone contacts nowadays, see, if you happen to, if in a WhatsApp group, if you ask someone, hey, can you send me this contact's number? So when they send you that their number, and if that number is not stored in your phone, you get to see it how they have stored it. So everybody stores it with a funny way to remember it. Like, for example, it could be like Pappu Painter, right? Or Ramesh Battery, Munna Mango, right? Bharat Chinese, right? Ganesh Sliding. Right? So all these are funny. Why have they stored? Like, the funny one that I came across a couple of days back, somebody asked someone, hey, do you know a person who can repair the sofa? So he sent him back, and the name was like Sanjay Takla. So I mean, so people use all kind of connotation. Why is this done? Because so that they can relate it and remember it. And moreover, there are multiple names for this, multiple contacts stored with the same name, so they want to differentiate. But one of the aspect is to correlate it. So that's why they do this. So remember, if you want to memorize or keep that name for a longer time, follow this 3R technique: register, repeat, and then relate. Thank you.